Looking closer to home now, Lloydminster City Council reviewed proposed changes to the Community Standards Bylaw during this week's Governance and Priorities meeting. The current Community Standards Bylaw was approved by City Council in 2018. The bylaw sets out rules to address quality of life issues, including unsightly properties, litter, and noise. City administration is looking to make some updates to the bylaw.
Trying to flesh out to make sure that we've got all the different examples covered off. I think the important piece is that the bylaw officers do try to use discretion and try to work through the solution as best as possible.
The new bylaw would update the rules surrounding unoccupied buildings, items placed within the city road right-of-way without permission, and vehicles or trailers parked in front of properties.
The part that I like about the bylaw is that it really brings together and articulates a whole number of pieces for residents and sort of makes it clear as to what's acceptable and what is not acceptable. And certainly we've seen across the city when you drive around where people are parking their vehicles and recreation vehicles and whatnot on their lawn, and it really detracts, I think, from the value and really the beauty of a neighborhood.
While the bylaw looks to restrict what people can leave parked on their front yards, it does allow exemptions for legitimate reasons.
If someone has a flood in their basement, CCAN may be something that is readily required. It might be there for a month. It could be there for 6 months at the rate. Some of the issues, the insurance companies and finding materials and things like that. But in the same token, we don't want to have someone say, well, if he can store a CCAN there for 6 months, why can't I put that there as my seasonal storage year round?
The hope is that these updates will enhance the effectiveness of the bylaw and to deal with issues more quickly.
Just ensuring that our tools that we have are good enough to be able to use to enforce and to educate the public on just what's the appropriate way to go about this.
And now a straightforward plan for the city regarding a road less traveled. Yesterday, City Council discussed a permanent road closure affecting 52nd Avenue from 65th to 67th Street. At this point, they are still soliciting comments from internal departments and residents, but it is unlikely to meet resistance as it never became fully developed.
I just wanted to be sure that the current road that's being proposed to be closed and amalgamated into the existing lot or lots beside it is not being used today. One property owner owns the majority of the property on both sides of the road. And I just wanted to be sure that there were some questions asked. Was the initiated by the landowner, and currently it is, as well as if for some reason there was a change in ownership and the parcels were split as their two titles, what would that potentially facilitate to reopen that road if required? But it can be done, as I was instructed by administration, but it is a much more painful process. I don't ever expect it to happen, but it's just good to know before we close something, dissolve that title and have to recreate it. It is a lot more work if it ever was to happen.
Final decision will be made at a future City Council meeting. The Connect Club of Lloydminster is bringing back a yummy treat for everyone to enjoy as a way to raise funds. To help bring the holiday spirit into Lloydminster, Christmas candy trays will be sold at the 34th Annual Christmas Craft Fair and Chamber Expo this weekend. Our Shelby Clark spoke with a member for more details.
Joining us today for Primetime Local News is Gail Nielsen with the Connect Club of Lloydminster. Thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us today, Gail.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, no problem, because we are speaking on the 34th Annual Christmas Craft Fair and Chamber Expo that is coming up this weekend, and the Connect Club will be participating in this. So what exactly is the club offering for this event?
For this weekend, our club, we are offering our candy trays. It's a fundraiser for our club. We have 2 candy trays, a round tray for $25. And we also have a box for $10. We'll have some available at the event to buy that day, or we also have forms available if you would like to pre-order.
And I know these trays are coming back for the club, so I kind of wanted to ask, how many years has the club been offering these trays and this kind of fundraiser?
Sure. We have done it 2 years prior, back in 2018, 2019, took a hiatus for COVID in 2021, 22. So now we're back this year.
Perfect. And for the trays, I kind of wanted to expand again. I know you're kind of talking about the prices and whatnot, but what exactly are with these trays that you're offering and what people can expect when they purchase them?
Sure. They are the round one. They're both candy trays. They have a variety of items, candies in them, chocolate covered almonds, peanuts, jujubes, icy squares, that type of thing. And we have a larger version and a smaller version available.
Perfect. That sounds delicious right in the holiday season. I'm sure.
Yes.
People really are going to enjoy that. And after, the past couple of years, how have you seen that response so far for the club when doing this fundraiser? Did you see some strong support?
Well, we're actually just getting going. So this is going to be our first weekend advertising. We just started our advertising on Facebook yesterday. So this is our first weekend promoting it. So we're hoping, and then after this weekend, we will also be at the Service Sports Center craft show or farmers market, November 26th, December 3rd, and December 10th. So we will also be there, and we're hoping to get some good support.
No, that's awesome. I'm sure many people are definitely going to want to help purchase these trays and help fundraise for the club. They sound delicious. And for just people that are unaware about this, for this fundraiser, what exactly is it helping the Connect Club with?
Well, our Connect Club, our mission is to serve the community's greatest needs. So we do monetary donations to a variety of local organizations. We have scholarships available, and we also do different events throughout the year. We also support things like the Lloydminster Interval Home, Salvation Army, those type of things. And of course, our biggest fundraiser is always Telemiracle. Yeah. And we support CF as well. We're a big promoter of CF.
And for when it comes to people wanting to find more information on these trays and just trying to look online to help support the club, where can they look?
Yeah, it's on our Facebook page, but also you can call either Leanne at 306-830-2956 or Denelda at 306-821-1223. If anybody's companies, businesses out there looking for gifts for their clients, this would make you can make a pre-order. We will deliver to your business before Christmas, probably the week of December 12 to 18. And then they can give them out for their Christmas gifts, or if you're looking for a hostess gift when you're going out to all your Christmas parties, I think that it would make a great little gift to bring along. And they're wrapped and all ready to go.
Perfect, Gail. I really appreciate you giving me your time today to be able to speak on this. Hopefully this helps get the word out, and you'll see strong support with people helping out the Connect Club of Lloydminster, and good luck this weekend.
I hope to see you there. I hope it's a good weekend.
Switching over to hockey, the Lloydminster U18 Steelers are rolling in a positive direction through the month of November, winning 2 of their last 3 games, after only winning 1 in the month of October. They are looking to continue on in that direction this weekend against one of their toughest opponents, the Calgary Fire. Adel Ahmed has the story.
The Lloydminster Steelers are coming off a hard-earned 4-2 victory this past Sunday against the Rocky Mountain Raiders. Part of the reason for their victory is from their penalty kill, making the Raiders go 2 for 8 on the power play.
Special teams, we did a very good job. Our penalty kill was very, very strong. And power play, we started to actually click a little bit and capitalize on some opportunities.
And they did indeed, going 2 for 3 on the power play en route to their second win out of 3 this month. The players say it's their chemistry that's helping them get the results they've been looking for.
I feel like at the beginning, we kind of weren't clicking. It was just kind of like an awkward start, but now we're kind of coming together as a team, and it's you could tell even on the ice and off the ice that we're a team.
I think we've started to bond more. Like even
outside of the rink. Like in dry land, we're all getting along a lot better, and that helps a lot on the ice too, working as a team.
Working as a team is exactly what the Steelers will need to do this weekend when they host the Calgary Fire, who have literally been on fire, winning 6 straight games.
You want to be the best, so you got to beat the best, right? And Calgary's a very talented team, a very well-coached team, and obviously, as you can see in the standings, they're a good hockey team.
I'm honestly excited because I'm the type of person to love competition, and I know that's not going to be easy, and I'm excited to kind of grind it out and see what the outcome is because you really never know.
The Steelers will take on the Fire twice this weekend, with the first tilt taking place at the Service Center Saturday. Puck drop is set for 6:30 p.m. Adil Ahmed, Primetime, Local Sports.
And now it's time for an extended look at weather with Shelby Clark.
Thanks so much again there, Mr. Jace Mackey. Yes, now taking another extended look at your weather forecast. We will be starting off with our central zone of our provinces. And as you can see on the Alberta side, we have even warmed up compared to what we were seeing yesterday. Most spots we're looking at that those plus temperatures, but for today, definitely so. We are seeing like 3 and 4s in most spots over on this side. Seeing that 6 degrees even in Rocky Mountain House, while 0 over in Jasper, but not looking too shabby on Alberta's side. Definitely looking quite warm for today, and I think everyone's pretty grateful to see those temperatures for today, especially as we are, heading closer into December. Switching over to our Saskatchewan side, compared to the Alberta side, definitely looking a lot more cooled down. Seeing that -1 up in Cold Lake, while there's -2 over in Meadow Lake, -4 in Prince Albert, and the rest are just at -7 degrees. So just a few degrees under that -10 mark. So definitely looking slightly cooler on our Saskatchewan side, although, still looking quite warm compared to what we have been seeing, especially compared to last week with that extreme cold warning. Going over to our northern zone now, they are still seeing some slightly cooled down temperatures as well. La Loche and Buffalo Narrows have warmed up slightly just at that 0 mark, but the rest are still seeing those minus temperatures for today compared to yesterday. Seeing that -2 and 3 for Union City and Stony Rapids, -4 for Wollaston Lake, and as we start to go lower down here, they are starting to cool down with -6 in South End, and Flin Flon is just at -9. And now going back to our Alberta side to check them out in our northern zone, they are matching with us in our central area, even seeing that 4-degree mark in Peace River. Most are just at 3 degrees, and we go a bit higher to High Level and Fort Chipewyan. They are looking slightly cooler, but still on that plus side with that 1 and 0 in Fort Chipewyan. But now going over to our southern zone, they have warmed up on our Alberta side compared to yesterday as well. Seeing that 4 and 5 for Lethbridge and Calgary. The rest are seeing those minus temperatures, although it's only -2 that is seeing the coolest over on this side, especially for Banff, just at -2, and Coronation and Medicine Hat at -1. But those single-digit temperatures, I don't think anyone is complaining, although they are on the minus side. And switching over to our Saskatchewan side for our southern zone to check them out. Definitely looking at the coolest conditions compared. They were kind of seeing that yesterday, and they have even cooled down even more for today. -14 for Regina and Yorkton, while there's -15 over in Estevan. So this spot here, they are seeing the coolest conditions compared to what we have been looking at. Seeing that -4 and 5 for Swift Current and Moose Jaw. We go a bit higher up to Kindersley there. They are just at -7. So right in the middle, they are looking a lot more cooled down for today, but the rest we are looking a little bit more warmed up, seeing those plus temperatures, although they are single digit, not too bad. But over on this side, they are seeing those double digits getting closer to that -20 area. And now looking at some overnight temperatures, that what we can expect in our surrounding areas and here in the border city. Look at that. We are seeing some single digits for our evening low temperatures. Not too bad whatsoever. Most will be expecting that low of -7 for tonight. La Crosse will be expecting that low of -8. So all these spots here aren't going to be seeing those double digits. Not too much for tonight. They are just sticking to those single digits, which is going to be very nice tonight. And condition-wise, not many are expecting too high of a chance of some flurries, so it's going to be also a pretty calm evening. Now looking at a little more spots across in our surrounding area, kind of seeing the same conditions here with Murnum and Pearson expecting a low of -7. Unity will be seeing a low of -8, and Wainwright and Calgary will be expecting a low of -4 to 5 degrees tonight. So looking quite warm for tonight in these spots as well. The highest that Calgary will be seeing is 25% chance of possible flurries, but it's going to be pretty calm evening for all these areas as well for tonight throughout the night. And now looking at our 7-day forecast for here in the Border City. Get ready for another beautiful day tomorrow, right in the midweek with Wednesday with -5 with a mixture of some sun and cloud. We will be cooling down Thursday, however, with -14, so we're going to be dropping quite a bit. Won't be seeing too much sun that day, but then we'll pick it right back up just in time for our weekend on Friday with -5. Seeing that -13 on Saturday, although we will be looking at a mixture of some sun and cloud, and that will continue into Sunday to end off that weekend. And then even starting off next week, we will be seeing quite a warm week with starting off with -1 next Monday. That's all I have for now. Our Jason Mackey will have news coming up after the break.
I'm here at Border Paws Animal Rescue again here for Pet Project, and today we have Lulu, a shy but very adorable dog. Tell me a little bit about her and her story.
So yeah, this is Lulu. She's about 2 years old. She was surrendered us to her by her owner because she couldn't care for her anymore. She is quite timid. She's a very sweet dog though. Seems to like girls a lot, a little hesitant on some guys, but I think with time she could warm up. So she would definitely need to go to a home a little bit quieter. Maybe older kids, just as toddlers, you know, like to pull and pry, right?
Yeah.
So I would worry a little bit with her with toddlers. Not that she'd be mean, but I just think she would hide a lot. So yeah, probably a family with older kids, right? And somebody who's willing to take the time to kind of get her to come out of her shell.
Yeah, I did notice that she was definitely shy. She kind of cowered a little bit, but no meanness. Like
No,
there's no
not aggressive at
growling,
all.
no barking, no showing the teeth. Like she's very, very sweet, just a little bit shy, and would take some time to warm up. But I'm sure
Absolutely.
once she does warm up, she'll make a fantastic addition to any
absolutely.
family. No, that's awesome.
And if you're wanting a dog that kind of, you know, doesn't really want to go and just wants to stay at home with you, you know what I mean? Couch potato,
Yeah.
she'd be perfect.
And how long has she been here?
What'd you say? Probably about 3 months now? Yeah, I'd say about 2-3 months now. So she's been here with us for quite some time now. I think she's the longest dog we have right now, isn't she? Yeah.
Yeah, well, she is very sweet, so she definitely would make a fantastic addition to any home. Now, other adoptions, you had a fantastic, very successful adoption event. Tell me a little bit about that.
So yeah, we had our PetSmart adoption event last week. It went awesome. We ended up getting 6 animals adopted there, plus 5 prior to that in the week, with a total last week for adoptions from the shelter as well as our PetSmart event was 25. So that is unbelievable. We usually don't have numbers that high unless we have like an actual like week-long event going here, and then even then sometimes we don't hit that number. So I was very, very excited to see that number on Monday. So yeah, 25 in total between dogs and cats.
That's amazing. And you mentioned you even had volunteers sign up as well.
Yes, so yeah, no, we had a lot of traffic come through, so I got to talk to a lot of people about the new building, as well as volunteering, events and all that, so we recruited some more volunteers as well as some more fosters too.
Which is fantastic, and you even had a lot of your longest resident cats especially get
Yes.
adopted as well, which is always very exciting.
No, it's very awesome.
Yeah.
We had Boomer get adopted, who's been here for 160 days, I believe, so that was really nice to see, and it was the perfect fit, so.
No, that's awesome. Now you have another event coming up this weekend,
Yes.
a craft show. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so we have the Lloydminster's Exhibition Craft Show, where there's going to be tons of vendors. We are going to have a booth set up with some information about volunteering, fostering, as well as we're going to have some adoptable kittens there. So yeah, we'd love to see everybody come and stop by. We'll also have some of our donation store set up there too. So if you want to pick up a little something for your animal, we'll have some items by donation.
And you also have your carnival coming up the week after.
Yes.
So you have a lot of events coming up, which is super exciting. Have you filled out the vendors for that event?
So we still are waiting for a few more vendors. We do have a few right now, but if anybody does want to get involved, we're still accepting vendors. It's free. We do ask if you'd like to give a donation afterwards. We'd appreciate it, but it is free for the vendors. So if you do want to participate, please give us a call this week. I believe our deadline is next Monday. So reach out to us before then and we can definitely get you a booth set up at our carnival next weekend.
And you had an influx of strays come in. Have you seen an increase, a decrease? Have you gotten more in?
So we were at max capacity last week, mainly because we can only intake just to have proper like disease management. We can only intake so many at a time, so that's where we rely on our fosters a lot. Luckily, our foster coordinator is amazing, and she found, you know, majority of the animals. We're still seeing quite a bit less kittens though, so I'm hoping kitten season's over until next year. But yeah, we're still getting a decent amount, at least a couple cats a day, and you know, at least 1 or 2 dogs a week. So.
And that's awesome, especially, you know, with the winter season coming up.
Yeah.
It's fantastic that you have fosters and a great system like that, so you don't have to turn anybody away, which
exactly.
is
We
always
again
sad.
they'll always do ask you, just call first, because unfortunately if we have to start stacking them in dog crates, then that's when we end up with an outbreak of disease. So we just ask anybody, if you find a cat, to just give the shelter a call ahead of time, so that way we can line up a foster possibly, or make sure we have room, so then we're not scrambling last minute to find a spot.
And finally, again, repeat question, but is there any donations that you are in need of, or just in general, if people can bring by, or your Amazon wish list as well?
Yeah, so our Amazon wish list, anything on there would be awesome. But again, I feel like I'm kind of like a broken lucky record, but we have so many kittens and puppies that, you know, the wet food we seem to go through like crazy. So if we can get any kitten or puppy wet, that would be awesome. And again, with it getting cold, blankets. We can always use blankets, sheets, towels, anything like that. They don't need to be in good condition. It's just for the dogs, you know, to snuggle up with. So yeah, if anybody has any of that, we would much appreciate it.
Well, awesome. Thank you so much for joining me today. And Lulu, I hope you get adopted very soon. She'll make a fantastic addition to anybody's home. She is the sweetest. She's been calm so far this whole time, but just has a little bit of shyness, which can be easily taken care of with love and attention.
Exactly.
So I'm sure she will get swooped up very, very soon.
Pet Project is sponsored by the Pet Pad. For total pet care, think Pet Pad.
Furniture set and design supplied by Furniture Gallery and Furniture House, downtown Lloydminster.
All right, well, first off, good afternoon. We have Justin from the Indiana Drones here. Now, Justin, you're not really a one-man band per se, but you are doing a lot of heavy lifting on various instruments with the Indiana Drones. So for my audience here, first off, welcome to Primetime Local News. Tell us a little bit more about yourself.
Thank you so much for having me. The Indiana Drones is kind of something that I started in 2017. I put out a really kind of fast-paced like punk rock album, and it was something that I just recorded by myself in my basement. So I'd play like the drums and the bass and the guitars, and I wanted to call it something that would be understood that it was a band, you know, that it wasn't just one person. There was no images of me that I would put out. It was just the album artwork. So I kind of wanted the illusion of it being a band, you know. And then as it kind of, I got a little more serious about it, the songs got a little bit more digestible. I don't know, like a little bit more kind of pop centered or whatever. And the name just kind of stuck, and it doesn't particularly make a whole lot of sense now, but it is what it is. I still like it. I think it's a little silly, but it is what it is.
It's catchy. It is memorable. I think it's a great name. And now, just want to mention as well, you are from Windsor, Ontario. Just got to throw that out there, of course. And you have been compared to Green Day, Econoline Crush, maybe some Nine Inch Nails, and Panic at the Disco. But in your words, how do you describe your sound?
I don't know. I mean, I've gotten the Green Day thing forever. I grew up on Green Day, so there's just some of that is just always going to be kind of in my blood. No matter, you know, how unique I think I'm being, I feel like there's always a touch of my influence there. But I don't try anymore to sound like, I don't have a goal in mind when I'm writing. I kind of let it go, and it's kind of come to this kind of alternative rock kind of you know, with a pop kind of crossover thing on its own, you know. I don't really try to sound like any one thing, and I think that's probably a blessing and a curse, because I feel like I make a lot of music that sounds pretty drastically different from song to song, and people have always told me that. And you know, I've kind of learned to reroute that as a positive, as opposed to you know, not having enough of a stamp or an original sound. I think I've just always been a bit of a chameleon in that way.
Awesome. Well, we're wrapping up 2022 here, and I got to see you with Billy Rafool and JJ Wild as a part of their tour recently. And 2022, I feel like, was a big year for a lot of people coming back after, well, 2.5 years of not a lot of stuff going on. So, what were some of the highlights for you in 2022?
Definitely that tour. That was a lot of fun. You know, I produced the EP that they did together, the Born to Die EP, and I played all the instruments on that record. And you know, it was really honestly a highlight for me was seeing it kind of come to life every night when they do it on stage. That was kind of fun to see what we had created in the studio be kind of recreated live on the stage. That was a highlight for sure.
That's really, really cool. Now, what is happening for you in 2023? What are in the books and what is on the horizon?
I'm gonna be touring a whole lot with Billy, you know, and his band. I enjoy doing that. I've been producing his music as well. He's got a bunch of music coming out in the new year, and I have a lot of new music in the works, and I'm just trying to make sense of that and kind of, I don't know, create some kind of interesting way to put it out, as opposed to just here's a song, here's another song, here's another song. I kind of want to have a little bit more cohesion to it. So I've got some ideas floating around for that, but definitely a whole lot of new music.
Now, someone else, I love this song. I've had it on repeat for the last 2 weeks or so. It is so anthemic. And tell us a little bit about this song.
Um, well, I think I wrote that song in 2020, to be honest with you. I was kind of just, you know, everyone was in lockdown, and I just would wake up and write and do that till I'd go to bed. And that one kind of came honestly from I'd play that song on piano. It kind of started as a piano song, and a lot of them do. They'll start either on the piano or just an acoustic guitar, and they'll just live that way until they decide kind of either how big or how small they want to be produced. So I tried that one, I think, in a couple different ways. And there is an acoustic version I have of it that I do, you know, in the bars here in Windsor and stuff like that, still. But yeah, that one kind of, I loved it as a song. I would just sit there and play it on the piano or on the guitar, and from start to finish, I loved all the melodies and all the lyrics and everything. And that kind of rock version that you know was coming out is I don't know, that just happened. That's just kind of where I initially want to go with something. Like I just want to make it have, you know, distortion and big drums and energy and stuff. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. And on that one, it worked. And I just kind of like, all right, this is the way that this is supposed to sound. So
It is so cool. Well, Justin, thank you so much for spending a few minutes with me today. I really appreciate it.
thanks so much, Sarah. Thank you for having me.
And taking another quick look at your 7-day forecast for here in the border city. Get ready. We are going to continue that warm pattern into tomorrow with -5. Seeing a mixture of some sun and cloud there. And then we will be cooling down on Thursday, unfortunately, with that -14. Feeling that breeze in the AM on Thursday. So just get ready. We will be seeing a gloomier day then. But then we will be looking at some warmer days Friday, -5 once again. Cooling down, but still seeing some sun on Saturday and seeing that sun continue through the weekend. And then into next week, we will be expecting cloudier conditions, although warmer temperatures.
Warmer temperatures. Love to hear that. Thank you so much for that, Shelby. And thank you all for joining us for Primetime Local News. Have a good night and see you again tomorrow.